whole bunch of stuff to share with you guys today, and I've been trying to figure out how to get through it, but what I'm going to be talking about are doing ink and watercolor sketches. I'm going to be talking about the Prima watercolor confections, and I'm going to be talking about different permanent ink pens. And I've kind of been on a little journey with all of this, so bear with me, but hopefully the information will be interesting. So I am not a drawer by nature. I have been learning how to do sketches, bird sketches, flower sketches, and watercoloring. Really simple, basic stuff. I've been learning how to do the sketches by watching YouTube videos. Okay, so this was the first one that I did. I was really proud of it for me and my ability. And then I did this pencil sketch, and then I did one more bird sketch. I wasn't as happy with this one. I want to do more like this where you just have this splash of watercolor. Okay, so, and these take me a little while, and I really have not had the time in my schedule for like an hour and a half to actually sit down and focus on this. I have a hard time doing these like piecemeal. So, but I do plan on doing many more of these. And so I was on a mission to find some permanent pens, and the YouTuber that helped me along with this used a pen called a Pentel pocket brush pen, which has bristles like a paintbrush but has permanent ink that flows out of that. So I was looking for that. We went down to visit my sister and my parents down in South Carolina, and we went to the art store at the Savannah College of Art and Design. I went to that art store last year, and so I knew how it's a very thorough art store, and we went back there. Now, if you are ever in Savannah, it's called SCAD, the Savannah College of Art and Design, has the most amazing art store that I've ever been to. I've been to several art stores in New York City and various places. It is the most favorite art store I've ever been to. It's beautiful. It's actually their bookstore on the first floor, and then the second 2 floors are all art products. So I found several different types of permanent pens. I did find the pocket brush pen I was looking for, and I picked up this pen. So let me move my bird journal. I picked up this pen. I had never seen it before. It is a Copic drawing pen. It comes in an F01 and an F02. And I didn't realize it, but it has a fountain tip to it. So it has like a steel nib. And when I started writing with this pen, I absolutely loved the way that it wrote. I just loved the feel of the nib against the paper. I since then have kind of ruined this pen because I wasn't thinking, I didn't have it capped. I let it dry out. I'm like, oh, let's put some water on there and, you know, to help it start flowing again. But the water actually went into the barrel, you know, where the ink is, and messed up the pen a little bit. But prior to that, I had written with it quite a bit, and I just fell in love, like I said, with the kind of fountain pen aspect of it. So I thought, wouldn't it be cool to get a fountain pen that had permanent ink in it? And I went on this whole adventure of trying to find something like that. Little did I know that there is this whole fountain pen community, kind of like our crafting community, that is very involved. And so I started learning about fountain pens. And I was very intrigued by all of it. Most fountain pens have water-based ink, so it's very difficult to come up with an ink that has permanent qualities that can be used in a fountain pen. If anybody is interested in finding out more about this, or if you want more information, I can do a whole nother video. But there is a company called Goulet Pens in Virginia, and it's a husband and wife team, and he has a gazillion YouTube videos. So you can either go to their website or their YouTube. I'll put some links below and learn about the whole world of fountain pens. So I recently purchased from them a couple of inexpensive pens, and I'm going to show them both to you. So like I said, my goal was to get permanent ink so that I could do sketches and then watercolor them. They also have ink samples that you can get for very inexpensively, so that you can try things out. And I ordered, and they have like inks in like 500 different colors. I'm telling you guys, it's a little bit addictive, so just be warned. Okay, I ordered the wrong black ink. That I didn't order the permanent one, so I actually have an order coming with a permanent black and a permanent gray. So I will show you what I've been doing with those in the meantime. But I wanted to show you the two pens that I picked up. This is the Pilot Metropolitan. It's a very inexpensive fountain pen. It's $15. But if you were to check out YouTube for Pilot Metropolitans, you'll find that it is a really, really, really good fountain pen for $15. So I picked up the medium nib. I'm also getting one in a fine nib, and that's just the amount of ink that flows out. And then I picked up, this one has a blue that's called Pigeon Blue that I really like. It's like a blue-green color. So I'll just kind of show you how this works. Oh, excuse my penmanship. And so I very soon found out that I probably will like the fine nib on this one a little bit better. The ink flows out of this fairly strongly, and it stays pretty wet. You can also adjust the nibs and all these different types of things. They come with cartridges that you can just pop in, or you can actually fill them with your own ink. So again, if you're interested in that, maybe go check out some of the videos. But the other pen that I picked up is what's called a flex nib pen, and this one, untwist, I keep trying to pull the cap off of it. It only has a little bit of ink left. This is a Noodler's pen. It is called the Noodler Conrad Flex. Again, a fairly inexpensive pen. I think as far as fountain pens go, I think this one was $20. But I am like in love with this whole flex thing. Let me just get it going. So this, you can write thin, or you can write and have it get thick, and then thin, and then thick. Oops, let me do that again. So I was doing this. Not a very good example. I'll show you some other better ones that I did, but I was really, really like this. And this is the type of pen that I would like for my sketching. So let me show you a card that I made. I am in love with this card at the moment. So what I wanted to do was be able to sketch and then watercolor on top of it. Because I ordered the wrong ink, and this isn't a permanent ink, I laid down some watercolor first. So I will show you one. Like this one I haven't drawn on yet. So I just laid down some watercolor and then put my sketching in. And then this up here, I wrote with the Flex pen. And this is all on Strathmore watercolor paper, the cold press watercolor paper. And the Flex pen worked really well. The ink worked really well with the watercolor paper. I was afraid it was gonna like bleed, but it didn't at all. So I love the way that that came out. And then, oh, okay. So then the other thing are the Prima Watercolor Confections. I picked up the Decadent Pies and the Tropicals because the classics were becoming hard to find. And this story, I hope, where are we with time? Oh, we're already at 10 minutes. See, I should probably do this in 2 separate videos. Okay, so the whole thing was I was looking for this stamp. This is a Spellbinders stamp that came out this year. It's the Tammy Tetero. And I found it on this site called the Funky Junkie Boutique. So awesome site, check it out. She had, originally when the watercolor confections came out, I really wanted them. And then I started watching the very initial reviews, and then I was like, oh, I have one nice set of artist grade watercolors. I really like those, you know. The reviews on the Prima ones seem to be kind of all over the place, so I didn't get them. Well, when I went to get this stamp, she had the watercolors for $13.50, which is crazy. They were like, she has them for $15.50, which is by far the cheapest I've ever seen them. And then she had a Prima sale that week, and she was out of the classics. But she since has gotten more in. So I will put a link below to her site as well. She was super nice. She had offered to like get me the classics, you know, and kind of give me a rain check, but then she wasn't sure if she could get them. I guess there was some question whether what Prima was doing about getting more of them, but she did get some more in, and I, in the meantime, had ordered them from scrapbook.com because they were also having a Prima sale, and I actually think they should be arriving today. So my feeling on these, every time I use them, I fall more in love with them. That's all I can say. They aren't like any of my other watercolors. And I have some less expensive watercolors, and I have a very old set of artist grade Russian watercolors, which are very translucent. These, and I'll just show you some different things that I've done. And I'm not the most experienced watercolor person, so I don't have the Gonzai watercolors. I've heard that they're somewhat similar to those. Some of the colors do have an opacity, is that the right word? To them, they're very opaque. Some are more translucent. Some, I would say, have a creaminess to them, like the peach colored. But the more I use them, the more I like them. So, you know, this I watercolored with them. They do tend to bloom a lot, and I don't know if that's the paint or what I'm doing. When I use some of my other watercolors, they don't bloom quite as much as these do, and typically I don't like a ton of blooming, but I think I'm getting used to it. So I did this one, and this one I actually used the bluish green ink, that pigeon blue that was in here. And I just made some of the lines thinner and thicker. This I absolutely love. And so I have gray coming, so I'm going to do some outlining with this one, with some gray, and this one as well. This one I also just absolutely love. And I'd be happy to do a tutorial on how I'm doing these. And then so here's another one that I did. And this one you can see I used the flex nib where it gets thinner and thicker. So, so here's my card. Pretty straightforward. I wanted to share about these crystals because I am in love with those as well. And I also picked these up from the Funky Junkie Boutique. These are the Prima Say It With Crystals. This set is the Salvage set, I believe. I hope that's right. They are beautiful. Oh, you can see the colors there, like the lightest lavender and the lightest like little turquoise and mauve and some creams. So I used 3 of the blue ones on there. They're faceted. They are so pretty. So there's my card inside, and the back. I think that's it. So I'm going to link below to Goulet. I'm also going to link below to another YouTuber who does a ton of fountain pen reviews and is quite funny in my opinion. And I will link below to the Funky Junkie Boutique. I hope you found this helpful. Please leave a comment below. Like this video if you liked it. And let me know if there's anything else you want to see with all of this. So I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye-bye.